What's up, bradleyaidanjohnson here with another form inspection video. I don't know, I might have a playlist for these. I don't know what I'm going to call these for, form critique or something. Anyways, your squat. Here's the video, check it out. Come back. What I noticed in your squat, first of all, is you squat high bar. I teach everyone low bar because I prefer it as a squat, especially for novices. I prefer it's easier to teach, easier on the shoulders, and I like low bar squat for teaching. I find it nicer. But I can teach high bar, it's cool. When you take it out of the rack, you're pretty safe. Your elbows are good and high. It's nestled pretty safely. You do that thing that everyone does, which is walk miles back out of the rack for no good reason, especially since you ain't got no safety rails. I don't know where you're going. So just take one step back. You don't need to go too far. It's just a common error that people make. Secondly, your stance, I think, is too narrow. It's hard to tell from the video because it's a side view, but I think you could do with getting your feet heels out to shoulder width, and then your toes out good and wide, at least 30 degrees out, to allow your knees to track outwards more. Your squat is a little bit narrow, and if it's narrow, it removes the adductors from the squatting motion, which means the adductors don't develop, and more importantly, they don't help you get you out of the hole. So widen your stance is my first bit of advice. Then the main problem that you have with your squat is you don't sit back enough. Your squat's going straight down. I want your first motion at the unlocking of the knees is your butt shoved miles back, and what it should happen is your knees should travel forwards a little bit to roughly about your toes, a little bit in front maybe, and then they act as a hinge and they just go straight down like that, as opposed to this. That's what's happening to your knees. They go in, just keep going traveling. So what I want them to do is this, and then your body comes down. So sit back more. I really would prefer you to squat in a rack with safety rails, but it seems like your gym wouldn't mind if you tossed the rack or the bar off your back. But still, I do prefer people to squat with safety rails, because even if it's safe for you to drop the bar and you know how to do it and you've done it well and you've practiced it, it's such a pain. It means that people avoid doing it, and that normally comes out of your depth. So you'll go to squat, and because you'll feel like you might fail, you may squat a bit shallower to make sure that you get back up, because you can't bother to drop it on the floor and reset the whole thing and get the bar back on the rack. So my advice is, if you do have a rack with better safety rails, it looks like your gym must have because it seems like it has everything, then use that. The next bit of advice I will give is, again, conditioning work, just like the deadlift video, but with this it's not so much conditioning. I think this is fair. You need to squat faster. I want to see a set. It was a set of 3, but it wasn't actually a set of 3, it was just 3 singles. I want to see. That's how you squat. I don't want to see all this take a squat and then take a few minutes to size it up. This became, every one of my trainees started doing this. Like, it just got wild. I don't know why, but it must happen it was literally overnight. Every trainee just started sending me videos of one squat. Okay. Second squat. And I was watching, I was like, wow, these sets are like taking a minute. A set should take about 17, 18 seconds. For you to execute your squats and rack the bar, and some of these sets take ages. It's alright to size yourself up if you have one that's really difficult, like a 4th or a 3rd, and you're really trying to psych yourself up for the next one, take us extra second. But some of these sets were like, that set took a long time. So really I would advise you do those barbell complexes on the off days, really get your conditioning work up for lifting. It's not going to be not the same as running on a treadmill. It's not the same cardiovascular element. It's not going to help. It's an anaerobic requirement on you, so you need to do anaerobic cardio for it, and barbell complexes will transfer best, so do those. I think that's every point that really is important with that. If that weight seemed about right for you, for now, which obviously, since it's the same weight as deadlift, your deadlift is way light, but you could have told that from the video. But hopefully that's been some help. bradleyaidanjohnson at Gmail. Oh yeah, your depth is good. Your depth is good, so they were all solid squats. But yeah, widen your stance, don't step back so far, and sit back further, much further. Yeah. bradleyaidanjohnson at gmail.com. If you have any queries or theories or suggestions or anything, let me know. Other than that, like the video, like my Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and of course subscribe. Peace.